Good morning everyone. Still got amazing crisp winter conditions in Scotland and it's continuing for a few more days, but I'm coming towards the end of my time here, which is a shame. It's gone so fast. But what I'm going up a hill today. I've not been up, but what I am going to do is just give a few kind of safety tips and things, because ideally everyone wants to photograph in the mountains, but some people get maybe intimidated by going out on their own and coming down in the dark and things like that. And it's just about having the right equipment with you. It was okay having all the photography gear, but you need equally as much gear that is going to help you out in the mountains. So yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about today, and it might give you a bit more incentive to get up in the hills and get some amazing shots. If it does kick off, I will be doing a bit of photography too, because the view over some moors from here should be pretty spectacular. So I suppose the first tip is just know the route you're doing, do your research beforehand, get to kind of learn the mountains, terrain and what it's going to be about. So this one, Mamores, I'm going up today, about 800 metres, so it's kind of gradual to the shoulder and then it's a steep pull up. I've not done this before, but looking at other mountains in the distance, the north face of Garvan has still got quite a lot of snow on. The south face has not got a lot of snow on. So I'm looking at the south face of Mamores. I can't see the north face obviously. So for all I know, there could be a real blanket of snow on the other side, and this route goes straight up, but it goes behind into the north side and back up the north face. So I don't want to be caught out by something I can't see. So I'm going to take my crampons and ice axe just in case. Might not need them. Yeah, so if you think you might not need it, still take it, because you've got that doubt in your head. So still take that piece of equipment you need. So I'm going to take all that today just in case the north face is a lot different to the south. Should be a good one. Be bold and start cold. Yeah, so it's probably 1 degree now with no wind and the sun blaring down. So if you've got all your layers on when you start the walk, because you can start off quite brisk, but if you've got all your layers on when you start the walk, it's going to go from 1 degree to about 20 degrees in about 10 minutes. At least that's what it'll feel like for you anyway. Then you'll start sweating and you'll get all your layers damp, when you'll need them further up, when it truly is about -5, -10 in wind chill. So I've got my thin waterproof jacket on and a t-shirt on under here, because I know that's all I'll need for the start of the walk. Might even need less, because I might even be heating up with this on. So yeah, just make sure you're when you start your walk too, you've got your car keys. If you come in a car, this is just my little tip, because I lose everything. I'm awful for it, but just put them in a pocket you're never going to go into. You don't need to go in that pocket, because if you put them in a pocket where your food is or your clothing is, you're going in the bag probably a few times in a hike, rummaging around trying to get your layers, trying to get something to eat, and they could just fall out. So if you put them in a pocket that you are never going to use, the only reason you're going to open it is at the end of the hike to get your keys out. Then it'll save you a whole load of bother. With your jacket too, if you've got a pocket in there you never use, definitely use that pocket. Oh, it's a slog. I've come round to the north side now, and as predicted there is a bit more snow, and the path is just sheet ice coming up. So yeah, I might need them, I might not, depending. I'm about 250 metres from the summit, so it's touch and go whether I'll need them. Another tip I can give you, especially if it's a mountain you've not done before, judge the walk going up, kind of realise how was it sketchy, was it dodgy in places, was it areas you'll need light coming back down. And if you're doing photography for sunset, just cut your walk a bit short. Give yourself the light getting off the dodgy part. You might have an amazing hour prior to golden hour where you've got some really good images, and you might see a bank of cloud on the horizon, and that might be your call. Just get off the hill where you've got good light, knowing that you've got some nice images in the bag. The path coming up here so far has been pretty good. It's been pretty good coming up, so I'm pretty confident I can get back down it in fairly low light, and it's giving clear skies tonight, and that gives you an extra hour of ambient light after sunset, and that's just give you an extra bit more light coming off. But yeah, that's always a good tip. If you feel like it's been a bit of a dodgy route coming up and you're a bit sceptical about it, cut your photography at sunset a bit short, just to give you that extra time. I've done it a lot of times in the past. Yeah, right, final 200 metres. It feels like about 20 degrees, like I said, it feels about 20 degrees, not 0. Still just got a t-shirt on, so I'll have nice dry layers when it gets colder. Only about 20 metres from the summit now, but I've just stopped off for a bit to eat, and that goes on for me to say, just bring plenty of snacks and water with you. You can be deceived, especially in winter. You'll take loads of water in the summer, but well, in my previous video, I've made this mistake before where I've not had enough water in the winter. You get really dry, crisp winter days with no wind, the sun beaming down on you, and you can get thirsty so fast and so frequently. So I've got enough water today and food just to keep me going. I'm going to munch on this pepperoni, give me that bit of energy for the final pull up, and then I've got enough for tonight as well. Great views over, I'll flip you around actually. Great views over to Lochleven and Loch Linney in the distance. The Bidean looks special from here too. But I'm interested in the view back over to the mamores. I've not seen it properly yet. I've seen Mulla Nancorian, that's a bit of a rounded lump, but Stod Barn should look pretty cool from here. So not too far off now. Hopefully the cloud doesn't come in and ruin the views. Ooh. Just reached the summit of Mam Nagulan, Hill of the Shoulder I think it's called. Just look behind me though, and you can see the north face is a completely different ball game to the south face where the sun's hitting. The temperature, it must be about 5 degree swing from other side of the hill to where we are now. So you just got to be wary of temperature differences as well. They might be all hunky-dory and rosy on one side of a ridge. You get to the other and you're in a completely different weather system. So kind of know your geography of the mountain and be ready for the temperature change, because it's gone seriously cold this side. I'm going to head over to a loch further on, and the views over to Stod Barn, Skiravain and then mamores are absolutely breathtaking from here. So I've got to try and find a sunset area, and yeah, should be a pretty spectacular one. I've just got to the loch I'm just below the Corbett. Pinpointed it on Google Maps, it's breathtaking. I've come here just because the view of all the mamores peaks opens up and the sun's going to be hitting them too, so there's not a lot of cloud. I'm hoping that changes, but anyway, I think even just as the sunset, when you got the nice pastel colours, it could be spectacular here. Really beautiful pastel colours in the sky, will land nicely to the frozen lake. I was on Skiravain the other day, just in the distance, amazing mountain ridge that you can just see the Devil's Ridge, and then over to Stod Barn. So you won't get here, but it's not a popular hill because you're wedged in between some of the most popular hills in Scotland. You're wedged between Ben Nevis, Bidean, the Annaghir, so this tends to get forgotten. But what it does do is give you staggering views of each side. Yeah, amazing. The pastel colours at the moment are amazing. I'll flip you around. The foreground's nice with the frozen lake and the distant mountains. It's spectacular. So it just goes to show, I've planned it, I knew where the locks were, I knew where the light and the belt of Venus was going to kind of be for those pastel looking images. I've not been here before, I've not spec'd it out, not wrecked it. I've just kind of turned up, hoping as well. But I've done a bit of research, but because it's a nice clear sky, I'm going to shoot a bit into Blue Hour, and I'm going to head down, knowing that the route down's not too bad. There's nothing too sketchy, so I'll take my time and just enjoy this amazing sunset. Blue sky sunsets in winter, they're not always great. As soon as that sun sets, that's when it kind of kicks off and you get some breathtaking colours. I hope you're going to enjoy these images anyway. Blue Hour was amazing. Such deep, vivid purples, blues, and it looks nice generally, but when you've got really kind of snow-capped peaks, it looks spectacular just because of the white, blue, purple colour palette. You can't really beat it. That's what I've kind of come up here for. So I'm pretty happy with the image I've got. Just one last tip. In terms of safety, I'm really bad at this actually. This is something I need to improve on. Just let someone, if you're going on your own, just let someone know where you're going, what route you're doing, just so if anything happens, they're kind of aware of where you are. I have told Ben where I'm going today. He's gone and done the Carmel Jaragaret. So it is useful telling him because he knows this area well and he knows a lot of mountain rescue people, so yeah, just let someone know. Right, I think I'm done. Hope you've took a bit from this video, if anything else. This peak's really amazing as well. Situated in between the Anagia and the mamores. So like I said, very rarely kind of visited compared to some of its bigger neighbours. But it gives you sensational views of the aforesaid peaks. And probably an area I'd come back to. But for now I'm going to get off the mountain and I'll see you again. My time up in Scotland's nearly up, but it has been an insane week. I've tried to make the most of the winter conditions. See you again.